Hi friends. For art today, I thought we would try to draw some 3D shapes, and I know that can be tricky. Not so hard to draw the 2D shapes, but to draw the 3D shapes, to make it look like they're popping off the paper, can be tricky. So I thought I would give you some tricks, some tips. Okay, so we're going to start with drawing a cone. That's one of the easier 3D shapes to draw. This is what you're going to do. You're going to start by drawing just an oval shape like this. You can do that. And then you're going to, on either side of the oval, you're going to come up to a point like this. And do you see how that looks like a cone? That's a pretty good cone. Let's try drawing a rectangular prism. Okay, so to draw a rectangular prism, you're going to start with a rectangle. And I know you've been practicing those rectangles. So here we go. I'm going to draw my two long sides like that. And then I'm going to join up with my two shorter sides. So there's my two-dimensional 2D rectangle. We're going to try to turn it into a 3D rectangular prism, and I'll show you the trick. You are going to make a diagonal line coming up from this corner a little bit. Another diagonal line coming up from this corner a little bit. And a diagonal line coming up from this corner a little bit. And now you're going to join those lines up together. So these two top lines get joined, and then a line from here down. So joining up these two lines together. Do you see how that looks like a rectangular prism? Neat, right? How about a cylinder? Let's draw a cylinder. Okay, so a cylinder, I know a real cylinder would have a circle on each end, but to make it help it look 3D, we're going to put more of an oval. Okay, so I'm going to put an oval here. I'm going to put another oval down at this end. And then we're going to join the two ovals together like this. One across here, one across here. Do you see it's sort of like a cylinder? Pretty good. And let's do a cube. Okay, a cube, we're going to make it a lot like we did on the rectangular prism, but this time we have to make sure we start with a square. All those sides need to be the same length. So here we go. I'm going to make my square. I'll try to make all the sides the same length. Okay, I tried to make a square. And now we'll turn it into that 3D cube the same way we did here. We'll put a diagonal line up, another diagonal line up, and another diagonal line up. You can do that. And now we join them together. Join the top two here and the side two here. And that's kind of like a cube, right? The trickiest 3D shape to draw is the sphere. It's hard on a flat piece of paper to make a circle look 3D like a sphere, but we'll start off with the circle. So there we go. We're going to draw a circle. And to make that look 3D, you're going to need to do some coloring, some shading. It's called shading. And when you're just not going to color the whole circle in the same shade or the same color, you're going to think about the light shining on it. The light, I'm going to pretend, is coming this way. So it's going to be brighter on this side and darker on this side. So I'm going to start coloring my circle like this. And I'm going to leave this part nice and light or bright because that's where the sun is hitting it. And then I'm going to get darker and darker and darker as I get over to this edge over here. And that helps it to look three-dimensional or 3D, just like that. Can you imagine that that's now a sphere, 3D popping up? You could practice just doing the 3D shapes like that. You could, once you have some 3D shapes that you like, you could turn them into a picture, right? You could turn them into different things in real life that are in that shape. Maybe I'm going to I'll turn this cone into a party hat. I'll put somebody's head down underneath it here. There we go, someone's celebrating a party. There you go, happy birthday person with a cone birthday hat. Maybe I could turn this rectangular prism into a tall tower. Here's the door to get in, and I could do some windows for the people to look out when they are in that office tower, like that. I could turn that cylinder, I think, into a log. Sometimes I think logs look like cylinders. To do that, I'm just going to do a spiral on the ends here. If you notice that when you cut down a tree, there are those rings, those circles? And maybe I'll just make some lines here to make it look like the bark of the tree like that. I think that looks like a log. And what could I turn that cube into? You can decide. You could put some dots on it to make it into some dice, or you could turn it into an ice cube. You could decide what you want to do with your cube. And what about the sphere? Could I turn that maybe into an apple? An apple is sort of a sphere shape. I could add a stem up at the top and a leaf over here. I kind of think that looks like an apple. All right, so this week you're going to try to draw some 3D shapes and then turn them into pictures. Have fun.